Okay, so now this is my childhood favorite that Koreans love. Look, I'm gonna start off by saying, look, yo entiende español, pero no puedo hablar muy bien. Like my Spanish is bad, especially like now that I'm up in Seattle. It's bad. I grew up in an all Mexican town, Mexican family, and this is from my childhood. So I'm just gonna say, I grew up going to this town called Matamoros, and in Matamoros there was this queso flameado at a place called Vigos. If you guys are from the Rio Grande Valley area, the border, you know what I'm talking about. That little Mexican restaurant that serves food on plates like these right here. Anyways, just going back to my childhood today, I'm moving right now, so I just wanted to do this simple recipe. And hatch green chilies are in right now. Why are hatch green chilies so special? For one, they look like Anaheim peppers, right? But they're very different. They got a more like earthy tone. They've got a good kick and smokiness to it, obviously because I'm gonna be charring them. Usually you go to the grocery stores and they're like turning them on that spinny wheel thing. I forgot what it's called, like a roaster. Especially if you live in New Mexico and Texas, they do this. But anyways, it's just a thing that's harvested in late summer, and if you can find it, get it. This was cheap. I got a big bag for only $2. So you can find them fairly cheap. And what I'm doing here is I'm torching it just so it can blister the skin, and then I'll be able to peel the skin right off. If you don't have a torch, put it directly on your gas stove, or if not, put it in the oven on broil. Either way, you just want to get the skin off. Why am I putting it into a plastic bag like this? Well, the reason is they steam out, and once they steam out, that is when the skin is going to be easily peelable, or it'll come off with ease. You can put it in a bowl, put it in a bag, put it in one of those produce bags, whatever you want. Just let it steam out for, I don't know, a good 5 minutes or so. Just like, kind of like, I let this do its thing while I'm doing my thing. So what is with my insane title? Like, it's absolutely insane to say something like Koreans love my childhood dish, but it's kind of true because Koreans, they have something called corn cheese. If you go to Korean like restaurants, they have corn cheese. Corn is in season, right? But another thing is like corn is in a lot of Korean dishes. It's in a lot of what they call banchan. And banchan are basically like the side dishes that you'll find at Korean restaurants, or even just like at random stores like H Mart. There's actually like ladies that will make banchans and just sell them straight up for people that want to buy them. And that's the reason why I think it's very similar, because in Mexican culture, corn plays a huge role as well. I mean, come on, corn tortillas. But also, I think the corn cheese and the queso flameado, that's a very good, like, meeting point. Like, they're both basically the same, melty cheese, except it just has corn. So yeah, that pretty much explains part of the reason why I have that insane title going on. But I just wanted to make this little childhood snack just because I am moving right now, and I've had to cut so much corn in my lifetime, especially at work. And this is a good way to do it. Put a little parchment paper on your board, or you could do like a bowl inside of another bowl and then cut it on that bowl so it all falls in the bowl. But like I prefer this way currently, especially since I have just this one big knife right now since I'm moving. Now let me get on to what made this my childhood, and that is the chorizo. The chorizo right here, this is a pork chorizo, and obviously this is a store-bought one because it's so nice and red, but you can make this at home. I just choose not to because I like the store-bought stuff more, but that's beyond the point. This was typically something that was served on the side. Like, it was not like on the side as in it's like in a different dish. It was usually like the whole platter of cheese and then chorizo's like on top of it on the side somewhere. It wasn't like mixed in. Now, as a kid, I actually really appreciated that because as a kid, I never wanted to touch the chorizo. It was like some mystery item to me and I didn't like it. In my mind, I didn't like it, but I never tasted it. And just goes to show, you know, when you're a kid, you realize later on that you're missing out on something that's amazing. And that's chorizo for me. I freaking love it. I mean, who can't love chorizo? Anyways, now I just prefer to mix it all completely in. And for this, I'm utilizing the fat from the chorizo to cook off the corn. See, because look, at this point, I could go ahead and add in my corn, all good. A little tossy toss, why not? See how that just easily peels right off? Simple. You can do this under running water. I've just found that when you do it under running water, it just kind of get rid of the, not get rid of, it, can't talk right now. It kind of like takes away from that smoky flavor when you rinse it. I don't know why, that's just how it goes. And also it's fine if you still have some of this char on there. Like it's all good. You just want to take off as much as you can. A little choppy choppy. This would be really good in a queso fundido. So maybe look out for that. Ooh, what do you guys think about me redoing the nachos? I can show you guys my childhood nachos. Those are freaking delicious. And then that just can get put on just like that. Okay, so let me get on to why Koreans would love this. It's the cheese, man. It's the cheese. And that is queso Oaxaca. Now, no, they don't use queso Oaxaca in Korean food, or maybe they do, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very similar to what they use in a lot of Korean dishes. Like, you know, cheesy tteokbokki, like definitely they use like jack cheese, or I have gone to restaurants where they have like the galbi short ribs with all that shredded jack cheese or mozzarella cheese, and then they torch it, super delicious. All I'm saying is they got white melty cheese in so many Korean dishes, and that's why I think they would love this as well, because it's also based off of one of the Korean dishes, corn cheese. I don't know why that's a Korean dish. I think I've also seen it in Filipino cuisine, but that's beyond the point. I love it, they love it, there we go. Now let me just get on to like why queso Oaxaca for this, for queso flameado. Like why? And why not just like mozzarella or jack cheese? You probably could, but queso Oaxaca, it's known for its meltability. This stuff melts so well, and then it gets like really bubbly and delicious when you put it on broil after the melting part. Now with other cheeses, they'll sort of like harden up after pretty much, I don't know, like a couple minutes. This one, on the other hand, it stays melty for quite a while. I can't tell you, like, this stuff was, I mean, it didn't last long on the table because everyone was just going at it, but it does last, you know, quite a bit on the table if it's in a nice warm skillet. So this is a great thing to serve, like if you have a group of friends over, or you're just your fam, or even if it's just yourself, just like me right now. So I can eat this whole skillet on my own. I'm also just gonna mix this up. That's why I have the gloves on, just so I can get it like all together. You could probably just nix this step and mix it when it's done being melted, but I just kind of want this to be like all together. Remember, hot pan, use a towel. Also, people have been asking me like, why do you use a towel? Why don't you use an oven mitt? It's just a force of habit, I guess. At work, it was always towels. We don't use oven mitts at work. It's always just side towels because you can have them always on your pocket, ready to go, pull it out, boom, done. There it is, ready to go in the oven. The oven is set to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. Oh man, there we go. And now she's in. Pretty much tossed it in, and it's gonna go in there until it's like all melty, bubbly. And if it doesn't have like that crust I want, I might put it on broil as well after the fact. Gonna need some tortillas too, you know what I mean? This really brings me back, man. putting tortillas straight on the burner really brings me back. But this is the move, by the way. This is how you do it. Everyone knows. This is how you do it. Also, don't be afraid to use your hands with tortillas. They're meant to be cooked with your hands. Oh man, these two right here. I remember they had these. Platewares at the Bigos restaurant where we would go to in Matamoros. And I found these at a little Mexican shop here in Seattle. They're really cool. I don't really know what they're called, but it's like the standard Mexican dish. It's got like the little sunflower. Is it a sunflower? I don't know, but standard. I love these things. That looks so good. Sounds so good. This is how I know what I want right here. Like this crispy, bubbly edge, like with the char and stuff. That's how I know it's done. That's how I want it. Warm tortilla. You got to, this is why we put tortillas into a container like this. You can't just take it straight off the stove and eat it. So you got to put it into a container where it's going to be like a tostada kind of, like not like really soft. This is how we get it nice and soft. And if you want to get it even softer, take the one from the bottom. That's a little pro tip right there. Bottom tortilla, best move. And this is it. You just put it in the center of the table. Pull your tortillas out. Use your hands, use a spoon, whatever. Don't burn yourself, obviously. And that's it. These would be served with fajitas and the frijoles a la chara, and of course like avocado, all the stuff. This is what I remember. Gosh, that looks so good.
It's really good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. As a Korean, I agree. This